It's not identity politics, it's anti-white politics. Every time a racist, anti-white event goes down, which is quite often, conservative media call it identity politics. The left is playing identity politics. But whatever is gripping the country and convulsing it, it's not identity politics. Blacks are not being incited against Hispanics. Hispanics are not being turned on Asians. And American Indians aren't being urged to attack all the groups just mentioned. Rather, they're all piling on, you guessed it, honky. That's anti-white politics, or animus. The anger of the multicultural multitudes is directed exclusively at whites and their so-called privilege. Anti-whiteism is becoming institutionalized, systemic, and therefore dangerous. But never once is this thing called what it is. Non-stop dangerous incitement to hate innocent whites for their alleged pigmental privilege. Trump derangement syndrome is a proxy for white-hot hatred of whites, white men especially. Trump supporters is a proxy for white persons. The conflation of white and Trump supporter was made by one very credible anti-white, anti-Trump professional agitator. He is Trevor Noah of The Daily Show. Like me, Noah is a South African. Unlike yours truly, Trevor Noah is neither funny nor very bright, but as an anti-white agitator, he knows of what he speaks. Conservatives, for their parts, persist in avoiding the anti-white issue. Used mainly by media conservatives, identity politics is invoked consciously or unconsciously, it would seem, because conservatives want to be nice. To be nice, you must be in denial of things not nice. So conservatives refuse to come to terms with the fact that our politics are almost exclusively anti-white and not anti-other, more exotic identities. It's also considered politically incorrect or racist to defend whites, even if whites as whites are being dangerously maligned or marginalized. Even if there is an anti-white sentiment that runs through our institutions, both public and private. And God help those who perpetuate the idea of white ethnocide. And I should know, say in South Africa, if you do that, you are invariably libeled and labeled as a racist. So the logical paradox is that to warn of systemic hatred against browns and blacks is considered racially virtuous. To fear the same for whites is deemed incorrigibly racist. So, for fear of being dubbed racists, media conservatives simply look the other way. They refuse to acknowledge our anti-white politics. And here's the primitive dynamic or dance conservatives go through, the motions they go through when they want to hide from the realities of anti-white politics. They pretend that identity politics is an extension of democratic politics and that it aims to divide one and all. To that end, conservatives routinely shout about how the Dems are dividing us. But by so doing, conservatives, always eager to get along, they're also virtue signaling their position as seekers of national unity. We're in this together, Democrats are not. That's a whole other level of denial, because this is not exclusively identity politics that Democrats are presiding over, but rather politics that are dangerously anti-white. So again, let me repeat. Blacks are not berating Hispanics for dominating industries they previously dominated. Asians aren't complaining about American Indians being given university slots they've earned. Rather, everybody, blacks, Hispanics, Asian Indians, and others, are piling on whites.